All right, Shalom. First, I start by saying all praise to Yahweh by Shemi Awashai, by Shemo Kakadash, double honors to the elders and the apostles that rule well, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. They have sleeper cells here in the U.S. Hezbollah terror threat against Americans is very real. Right, so let me look up this word sleeper cell first. Right, so sleeper cell, this is on Google.com, as a noun. It says a secretive group of spies or terrorist agents that remain inactive within a target population until ordered to act. Right? So basically, terrorists hiding amongst the people until it's time for them to strike. You know, uh, spies. Spies normally leak intel back to their base country or whoever they're working for. So they can whatever they want to do. If they're gonna attack, whatever the plan may be. But one thing for sure is that the word what is it? Let me see. Look it up. I think terrorist means government intimidation, in which your government is really the terrorists and setting up these groups to do these things to enact their agenda. It's a conspiracy. Conspiracy meaning breathe together. Two people coming together, two or more, to concoct a plan. And the ultimate plan for the elites is to bring in the new world order, man. Let me see. Yep, if you look on etymology.com or etymology, just put etymology.com into Google or etymoline.com, ETYMONLINE.com, and look up the word terrorist. It's a noun, 1795, in reference to Jacobins during the French Revolution and French terroriste. See terror plus ist and compare terrorism. Originally of state intimidation and government coercion by methods of terror, and that's what it means, man. Your government is putting together these terror cells, actually, your government is using these terrorists to bring terror to the people because of the agenda, order through chaos, which is going to bring in a new world order. They need everybody chipped. They need the population reduced to 500 million out of the billions of people that are here. This is the elite agenda, man. So you can't fall asleep on the fact that this government, the elites, are in the know and pulling these strings, man, within these secret societies. Now, a lot of these people in these secret societies, even up to presidents of other nations, aren't in agreement with it because they're not all the way in the know about a lot of these things, and the U.S. probably gonna try to do away with them in the same token. So they're not willing to bow down. But that's what you see going on. So this threat, terrorists in the U.S., they can enact a terrorist attack to help them bring in a new world order, get everybody chipped or a lot of people chipped. You know, only time will tell. The monetary system still gonna collapse because of the dollar being devalued so much. So we still got prophecies to look forward to and events to watch out for. Just don't fall asleep on them, man. So I'm going to start with this precept, and then I'm going to get to this video. This is Micah. Well, I'm going to read 2 precepts. Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Woe, meaning destruction, to them that devise iniquity. The elites are devising a plan, iniquity, sin, to kill off millions of people. And they have been doing it already with the other plans that they got going on. Even billions of people, and working evil upon their beds. These little terrorist attacks and things that's been happening, this migrant situation, the inflation that's going on, all of this was planned out by the elites and their think tanks, man. This stuff is not happening by coincidence. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand, right? So they have the power to bring these events about behind using their think tanks to think these things up and calculate these things, and these be the people that are within these secret societies. And then if you're not in the secret society and you speak on it, they get rid of you. That's what they trying to do to the prophets, man. This is Job chapter 13, verse 4. But ye are forgers of lies. This devil, this cracker, this Edomite is a liar. Ye are all physicians of no value. Right, man? So when you listen to them, just remember that they're going to be lying to you the majority of the time. So I'm going to play this clip.
Hezbollah isn't just a risk to Israel. New intelligence warns the terror group could soon strike Americans. Defense experts agree Hezbollah has the ability to attack U.S. interests at home and abroad. National Security Correspondent Caitlin Burke reports.
According to new data gathered by
Remember, the U.S. declared them nations like Iran, Russia, and them nations that's friends with Iran, Hezbollah, as terrorists because they're not with the agenda that the U.S. has going on, man.
U.S. intelligence agencies, the risk of an assault by Hezbollah is rising alongside growing tensions in the region.
Hezbollah is a very real threat to us here in the United States.
Simone Ladine, former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for Mideast Policy, says the Iran-backed terror group has a longer reach than many others in the region.
They have sleeper cells here in the U.S. in many cities across the country. This has been documented in multiple court cases. And we have reason to believe that they also have caches where they have stored materials around the country in the event that someone hits the go button to start attacks. I believe they are pretty well prepared. They have been sitting in wait for the order to go for many believe for years now.
As official Washington proceeds with caution due to concern about sparking a wider regional conflict, experts like Ladine warn we're already past that point.
I think that we collectively are in an expanding regional conflict. And as much as we are resisting it right now, and the current administration is responding to it right now, we are in it. We should be reconsidering our strategic objectives. What's our end game here? And how do we get from here to there? Because right now, here is not a good place for the United States to be. It is not in the U.S. interest to be sort of on the defense.
Since the start of the war in Gaza, American troops in the Middle East have been attacked more than 160 times.
We need to be aligning with our partners, the Israelis, the British, and some others, and maybe share some targeting packages and start executing some military operations to make sure that the Iranians, but also our other adversaries who are watching, so that they understand that a red line has been crossed, Americans have been killed, the disruption of global shipping is not something that we are willing to accept. And let's change the dynamic.
Iran remains the common element between.
All these things happen because of the U.S. actions over there in the Middle East. The U.S. is provoking these nations to fight back and do these things. because they're the devil, man. The Edomite, the white man, is the devil. All of them are the devil, no matter how nice they may seem to you. The Lord created them to be the devil, so they have devilish ways, and the devil can be just as sleek and sly as they want to be, man. You know, but the elites, all the way at the top, the Rothschild family, the 13 Illuminati banker families, bloodlines, the banker families, and stuff like that, they actually deal with Satan himself, man. You know, they get the agenda from Satan himself, and Satan is working, doing the Lord's agenda on the left hand side, man.
All of these players, and Ladine says the regime has complete control over its proxies. Still, official messaging coming from Iranian leadership following these most recent attacks: we're not after a war with the U.S., but will respond strongly if, quote, an oppressive country or force wants to bully us. Caitlin Burke, CBN News, Washington.
Keep in mind what they're saying on the streets, and whether that's in Ramallah or what the Houthis are saying. You know, you look at some of the reports, these mass protests where they're protesting Israel. They're calling Israel a colonizer. They're not recognizing Israel's right to exist. That's the reason the Houthis exist. That's why the reason Hezbollah exists. That's the reason Hamas exists. They have it in their own documents, their founding documents. They want to wipe Israel off the map. And that ideology has completely taken over them. They can't go against that, because in that they would be going against what their parents have taught them, what their grandparents have taught them. They have to adhere to that. We're fighting a war of ideology, and until that ideology changes, we're not going to see peace. You're not going to see a two-state solution, and you're not going to see these terrorists suddenly wake up and say, well, this isn't a way to live. I need to live in peace with my neighbors. That's not going to happen. In the meantime, they're threatening global shipping. They're threatening U.S. bases. They're killing our soldiers. And they've killed dramatically Israeli citizens, innocent civilians who were caught up on October 7th. That is the end result of this ideology. We need to realize when somebody is saying from the river to the sea, what they're saying is October 7 again and again and again on a massive scale until every Jew is killed in Israel. We have to stand with Israel. We have to stand for what is right. And now more than ever, we need to pray that God would intervene. Without him, I don't see a progress to peace anytime.
Have you been suffering from the after effects of a car crash? The good news is you're still entitled to a
And I wanted that part specifically, man. The Lord does not deal with other nations, man. He's saying, pray to God. And you crackers, you Edomite devils don't even believe in God, man. And then the Israelis aren't the real Israelites. They're not the real Jews, man. You see how the media is one-sided, controlling the narrative? And those who come up against and stand up for themselves like the other nations are doing, they deem them terrorists and tries to kill them off. But that's all coming to an end. You're right, the Lord is going to stand up, but he ain't standing for no Edomites, man. He only going to stand for his people. Salakia.